Hello, trading has closed on October 21st, 2020. Let's do our disclaimer, go over our calls. It's my trading plan for tomorrow, October 22nd, 2020. Trade at your own risk because I can't guarantee the prediction's right. My email is mejt.trades@gmail.com. I'm still getting people who are posting replies on my channel about their wonderful gurus who septuple their money in a few weeks. They're all going to be deleted as soon as they're posted. So save yourself the trouble if you're one of those people. Well, we had a pattern calling for the early low. That's what I'm calling this. And tomorrow has the early high. We said unless we gapped and took out this high promptly, lower prices should print. Futures traded much higher. We certainly didn't go lower in a straight line, but we did close down. Tomorrow's pattern has the early high. Usually it's a rally day with a high in the final hour. Failure is a straight line drop. We have some new MEJT targets. MEJT says this drop isn't sustainable and we should retrace to 3460.50, most commonly by early Friday. Here it gave a buy signal. We came within a penny or two of satisfying the target. That's enough to make it optional. We don't have to see the target of 34.58.56, but we usually do. And again, we have 3460.50. Doesn't have to wait until early Friday. Usually if it's going to print, it'll print tomorrow, but the time goes out until early Friday. Well, if it weren't for these higher targets, I'd be pretty negative here. When you hit this line so many times, typically it's a matter of time until it breaks, but that doesn't mean it has to break tomorrow. It doesn't mean you can't go up first. Unless we gap down smartly, 34.60.50, and optionally 34.58.56 are my targets. Well, how about the longer term? Well, that's kind of a muddled picture for me. These are the Gann fan lines from way back in 2007, 2009. You can see how they meet here. This lower line from the low in 2009 in particular has been a powerful trend line that's held for 11 and a half years. We bumped up right on that trend line. It's pretty hard for me to see us breaking through, especially when the sentiment indicators are so negative, which is they're actually positive, which is a negative for the stock market. But if that were going to really hold and get a big drop, I'd expect more impulsive downside action than we've seen. I'd expect more breadth deterioration than we've seen. So we'll just say we're at long-term resistance and we're not getting the pullback I was expecting. Here's how I'm counting this, but I'm getting ready to change it. This could still be in wave blue B with this first leg up A or B and then an ABC and then really some more, but I'm not at that point yet. Well, here's your A, here's your B. Let's see how we're counting this leg down here. It's actually possible to count this as being over, believe it or not. Here's your A, here's your B. There is a fib relationship in these waves. This wave C is a fib multiple of wave A, if we start going up here, it doesn't really break any rules. I'm counting it as just gold A of blue C, but it could be C itself. You don't know at this point. Tomorrow's pattern has a really high, doesn't mean you won't gap down. Typically, it's a rally day with a final hour high. Failure is a straight line drop. There's a high, that should say target. There's a higher MEJT target. Unless we gap down smartly, I think it'll print. But so far, that's held. I think it should break at some point, but it hasn't happened yet. And if it doesn't break, we have higher targets for tomorrow. And if it does break, a lot of things have us going significantly lower, but frankly not as low as I'd originally thought. And that's today's call.